Hi and welcome to another edition of Bauer Business Bites. My name is David Tighe, the Managing Director of Bauer Media here in Northern Ireland. And each week we take a look at a different area of business here in Northern Ireland. And this week we're going to delve into the world of recruitment. And I'm really pleased that we're joined this week by Sam McIlveen, who's the General Manager of Nijobscom. Sam, welcome to Business Bites.
David, thank you very much. Delighted to join you. I hope that we will have an informative 10 minutes for those people who tune in.
Well, it's great to have you, and we're going to get straight into it. Tell us about Nijobs.com.
David, thank you. Nijobs.com is Northern Ireland's leading e-recruitment platform. We have been operating since the year 2000, and over that time, we have built up a very loyal advertising base and a loyal job seeker base. The company itself is part of Sen Group, which is in turn part of Stepstone, ultimately owned by Axel Springer, and being part of a larger, almost global network gives us access to leading edge technology. Leading edge technology is developed through our team of developers and can be applied in Northern Ireland. So we are in a very fortunate position that we have got a local presence, that we have a local brand, established local brand. We're part of Northern Ireland, but we're supported by a larger parent company.
Yeah, it's you've got the best of both worlds, it seems. So in terms of the recruitment market, how has job recruitment changed after the recent events that we've all gone through? What's changed?
Well, we obviously keep a very close eye on the market and what's happening in the market. And in terms of the physical advertising of jobs, we saw we have a run rate, and we can determine the run rate across the year. And what we did is we saw a dip in that run rate in the months of April and May, and it dropped to around about 30% of the level which the jobs would normally be advertised at. Since then, we've seen a steady increase. We're back up to around about 70% now. So it's a recovery in the marketplace, more jobs being advertised. But I think it's important that you break that down on a sector by sector basis and look at a little bit more of the detail. And you obviously have the likes of the food companies, which is food distribution, food retailing, food production, the pharmaceutical companies, the medical workers and the healthcare staff who are doing a very difficult job at this time and who are in demand. You have the IT sector. So you have the story is very different in different sectors, and we're seeing resilience in the sectors I've mentioned. There are obviously some sectors we're having a much harder time, and those include the likes of retail and hospitality, for whom there has been a fairly detrimental effect in the last 6 months.
Yeah, obviously we've still probably got more turbulence to come with the end of the furlough scheme. So what's your kind of short to medium term view of the jobs market here in Northern Ireland from where you're sitting?
I'm confident I think businesses in Northern Ireland are resilient. A lot of businesses are adopting to the changes that are taking place. So the prediction is that I think we'll see a continued recovery, albeit I think it will take time to get back to the levels which we had in 2019. We layer onto that, we have Brexit on the horizon as well. So more uncertainty, I'm afraid, and unfortunate. So a difficult time for recruiters and employers to navigate their way through. But I see us recovering. I think it'll be slow. It'll be on a sector by sector basis. But I think we will make our way back to the 2019 levels Q1, Q2 of 2021.
Okay, and what about the innovations in terms of the recruitment market and the jobs market? Obviously, we're talking now down a screen to screen. How have people been faring? What's the current way? What's the current best way to kind of approach this situation?
Well, I think you've made a really good point, and it's very topical, current that we are talking on a screen-to-screen basis, because I think that's the way that a lot of recruitment and a lot of hiring is going. We've seen over the last 10 years a move from the traditional way of advertising recruitment, which would have been in newspapers, and that has very much moved into the digital platform. We're now seeing innovations in digital, particularly with the difficulty in terms of having face-to-face meetings, much more video interviewing on bespoke video interviewing platforms, and a lot more of the shortlisting process happening there. Obviously, that has a knock-on effect in terms of onboarding new starts when you're working remotely, and the challenges that then remote working brings to bringing people into organizations, making them effective, and ensuring that they are contributing to the organization itself.
Yeah, and obviously you're talking to someone here who started his role in April. So I've been testament to a new way of arriving into a company. So it must business leaders must be coping with this. How are we coping? You see it firsthand. How are we dealing with it here in Northern Ireland?
Well, I think it's like everything. You've to get the most out of it, you've got to invest in it, and you've got to work hard at it as well. So I certainly from a personal point of view, remote working has been a challenge. We have a sales team, we have an IT team, we have an HR team, and it's really, the focus has to be on communication, bringing people together, ensuring that there's shared goals, ensuring there's no deviation from that. So I think it's the same business principles that you operate when you are working in an office and on a face-to-face basis, but you have to adapt your communication, you have to adapt how you approach things, and you have to make it work remotely as well as the face-to-face version.
Yep, and I think that the word that I've heard in many of these conversations is also a level of trust has to be in place as well. Would you agree?
Absolutely. You don't have those you don't have the water cooler moments. You don't have those casual chats with people. You have to trust them, and you have to trust them that they have a clear vision of what they need to achieve, that they have got the tools to achieve that, and that they are going to put the effort in to make sure that they get the deliverables which you're looking for.
And just as a final question, looking to the future, there's a lot of talk now about upskilling the youth of this part of the world, and there's talk of courses and apprenticeships. Do you feel that we're in a good place to skill up the next generation?
I think education, and education is very topical at the moment. It presents additional challenges, particularly where you have skills which you would want to pass on and you want to teach people. That is for vocational is much more difficult to do remotely than it is in a work environment. So I think that is, I think the direction the education is taking is the right direction. I think the issue will be the deliverability rather than the direction it's taking. So it's how we deliver that is going to be a challenge.
Well, Sam, we wish you the very best of luck, and we are here to support you in your endeavours at nijobs.com. And thanks for being our guest.
Thank you, David.